It's time for the absolutely... I'm on my way! Completely! I'm almost there! Random! Why are there so many stairs? Podcast! Oh, jeez! With Andrew Rhodes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast for Saturday, July 16th, 2022. I'm your host, Andrew Rhodes, as always, here on the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel. And what in the hell am I talking about this week besides how lousy my week went? I'm going to be talking about Ubisoft and their infinite wisdom, kind of scaring the shit out of players this week by saying that, and I quote, "Oh, we're going to be decommissioning Assassin's Creed Liberation." And at the time, now they have updated it since then, but at the time, they're telling players, you're not going to be able to play it no more. Happily, that's changed, but yeah, it's interesting. Rockstar Games is not going to be giving Red Dead Online a big update. They are shifting their focus to GTA 6. Great. A Dragon Ball FighterZ player has pretty much done one hell of an anime comeback that would make even the great Goku proud. And honestly, after seeing it, Jesus Christ, that was an amazing turnaround. Nintendo Switch is issuing a warning. Seriously, a warning to people as the summer temperatures continue to rise. Hey, your Switch is probably going to shut off if it feels too hot. That's an indication that you should start doing something else. And the topic that I honestly think is going to be my most fun, I'm going to have a kick out of this one. So Bayonetta 3 is coming out in October, and it now has a mode to make the game less sexy. Oh! This is going to piss off a lot of horny nerds in the basement. This is going to piss off a lot of the basement nerds. All that and more this week on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Before we get into that, the usual song and dance. So we have a new line, though, this week for the usual song and dance. So, if you're interested in oddities, collectibles, weird shit, what have you, check out my eBay page, ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. Wide variety of stuff for sale. One person's trash is always another person's treasure on the worldwide flea market that is eBay. Where else could you possibly have Kleenexes that were used by Dr. Dre, Shatner's old toupees, and Farrah Fawcett posters? And yes, I am literally taking that from a fucking Weird Al song because it's funny as hell. And it's accurate and true because you can get anything on eBay. You can find anything on eBay. Type in one random goddamn thing and see if it pops the hell up, and chances are it does. I'm not even joking. It usually does. So yes, check that out on eBay, and while you're there, check out my page on eBay. That's ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. I also have an Etsy shop now. That's right, Simple Design by Andrew. It's up on Etsy. You can go check that out too. It's actually kind of cool. I only have like 8 listings as of this recording. But they're simple stuff. There's a desk/wall calendar. It's really cool. It's on 11 by 8.5, so it's landscape style paper, which is really nice. By the way, all this stuff is, you download the file and you can print it off yourself, or like a couple of my templates that I have in there that are Canva editable, like a wedding invitation. Yes, there's 3 wedding invitations on there that are editable files. I have a printable planner. I have a gamer planner. Just a lot of fun stuff on there. I'm working on trying to get some more stuff on there, but I kind of want to start getting some sales because it's 20 cents a listing on there, plus their fees and stuff after something sells. But come on, it's digital. All you gotta do is buy it and then it downloads it. And the only thing I have that's like $10 is the one wedding thing, because it's 3 different invitations in one giant thing, all 5x7. And the rest of it's like under $5. Literally, most of my stuff's under $5, unless it's something massive or it's like multiple things in one like it's multiple pages, then it's going to be a little more. But otherwise, most of the stuff's under $5. I mean, come on, it's not, I'm hoping this works. It'd be nice if it works. I mean, just get a little bit of income coming in. But yeah, check that out. It's over on Etsy. It's Simple Design by Andrew. I will have a link in the description. And speaking of links in the description, I still got that t-shirt thingy. yes, over on Spring, I do have some t-shirt designs up on there. That's one of those print-on-demand things where you can basically get the, print-on-demand. Like, you like the design? Hey, you like the shirt that it's on? Yeah, you can get it there, and I get a profit. Because they do the work, I get cut a profit. And it's just my design on basically shirts that they already have mass productions of, which is really cool. And I also have a GoFundMe page up right now for various reasons, but the big one is to help me try to purchase the home that I live in and or move. Hopefully not the move part. But mostly just purchase the home, or actually, yeah, I shouldn't have said the and part. Purchase my childhood home that I've been living in, or move. And there's various reasons for that. But yeah, if you've been following along, you know about that one. And there's also Patreon and Ko-fi as well. If you want to help support the channel, it's patreon.com/webdesigner18, as well as Ko-fi as well. I know I have not updated either of those in a while. I keep forgetting to do that because I'm trying to get other stuff off the ground and going, and there's only so many hours in the day, and in all honesty, I'm up at 2:30 in the morning. I try to get as much of this done by 9 o'clock as I can. I can just do, small things during the day, like researching that, to try to get some ideas to try to improve stuff, see what I have to fix, things like that. I'm trying to get more of this stuff up, but yes, there's only so many hours in the day, so I have to try to do what I can. But yeah, and especially now with me also having to put in job applications, which is another issue. But yes, so check that out. And don't forget, you can also follow me over on Twitter, @WhoTakeYourRoads, and over on the Web Designer 18 Facebook page. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for new videos right here on the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel. Alright, so first off, I apologize if you hear a fan in the background. It's hot in here. I have no choice. It's either a fan goes on or I'm pretty much on the floor and, basting in my own juices. So that's not happening. I'm used to that in my room, but for this little section where I'm recording, I'm not doing that. So, yes. How did my week go? As I kind of alluded to. Yeah, it's been one hell of a week. So the job hunt continues, and my relative being up my ass about it is not helping in the least. I literally get a freaking phone call Sunday morning. I shit you not, Sunday morning, I get a phone call telling me that I need to, I'm not even joking about this, telling me that I need to text this place, because he's got a friend that works at this one grocery store. He knows the one person that works there. And he's like, put in an application there. They're hiring. They need day shift people. They need help over there badly. I put in an application. Now, my one friend on Facebook even admitted to me, he goes, they had to have gotten the application. Because you need to sign in to their damn system in order to fill out the application to begin with. You need to create an account if you don't already have one. So they got the application. There's no way they can deny that. No, they didn't process the application. I'm assuming it's going on the concept of they don't want me. That's what I'm going off of. No, you need to put in this application. You need to go work up there. You need the job because you need to show income for a couple months in case you need to take out a loan for me to sign this house over to you. That's the issue that I'm kind of dealing with. So that's still bothering me. Hence why I have the GoFundMe up to try to help, because I figure I'd rather have a roof over my head and still try to find work rather than, hey, no roof over my head, living in the car trying to find work. There is a difference. And it is honestly, it's a sad difference, but there's a difference. So, I'm trying. Apparently, it's not good enough for this relative, though. He's pissed off that I'm still not employed. He was pissed off I wasn't employed a week after I lost my job. He was like, well, did you hear anything back yet? Oh, God fucking damn it. He was a little pissed off that I wasn't employed within a week. Here's the concept, okay? And because we had a little tire issue yesterday, we had to stop up the garage up the street quick for them to fix the tire, which we had to get new tires. We got to get different tires. Our tires are wearing out. So we're gonna ask a friend of ours if they know a place we can get some decently, because they usually get used tires. They usually can find some cheaper ones, and they're good quality. So we're gonna ask them. They might have a good idea where to point us. But now, the guy had remembered seeing me walking down the street a couple times, and he talked to me. He goes, "Yeah, I've been seeing you walking down the street." He was trying to figure out where the hell you're going, and I told him where. I said, "Yeah, I'm working right over here." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's great, good for you. Yeah, I'm happy about that." Well, yesterday I left it slip because he goes, "You guys really should look into getting tires." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I lost my job, so money's kind of tighter." I said, "It's on the list." I said, I wasn't lying about it. It's on the list. And he goes, "You lost your job over here?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I went into work on Tuesday morning. About an hour later, the office manager calls me and says it's not working out and told me to leave." He goes, "Well, I don't know who the hell could work for that asshole anyway." Literally, that was his exact words. He goes, well, I mean, he said the name of the guy that owns the place. I'm not going to say the guy's name. But he's like, "I don't know who could work for that asshole anyway." And I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah, so nobody in the township seems to like this guy. Nobody in the area seems to like this guy. Found out they have like a high-ass turnaround rate because a friend of ours was like, "Yeah, told my mom, yeah, tell your son they got a high turnaround rate. So tell him not to feel too bad about being let go." I'm not feeling bad about being let go. I'm feeling bad that I can't find something soon enough to suit certain people to shut them the hell up. I would love to work from home. So many people could do that now. Why the fuck can't I find a job that's willing to let me work from home? And it's like, look, I'm up at 2:30 in the morning. I can do a lot of stuff on computers. 5-7 hours. If I'm up at 2:30 in the morning, even an 8-hour shift, I could be done by freaking 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and I have the rest of the day for myself. Yeah, I could freaking do that. I'd love that. And it's like, no, you need to go work at a place where you need to lift stuff up and put it down. That's all you're good for. That's been the mindset that I've been dealing with. But, yeah, so I had to drive this relative around on Wednesday, so that was fun. To try to find this chicken place that we tried to look for the week before and wound up... Ironically, we were literally a stone's throw away from it. We literally were a stone's throw away from it. I'm not even joking. We figured it out. We were literally a stone's throw away. And I'm like, ah. So we go up there, and this place is in bumfuck Pennsylvania. That's the best way I can describe it. It is in bumfuck Pennsylvania. I swear to God, the fucking town felt like... I'm not going to say what the town is, because I don't want to piss anybody off, so... I'm not going to say what the name of the company is, because then they will know. But it's like... This place... You drive down the road, it's Main Street, you drive down Main Street, and then all of a sudden, it's like this, little narrow road, it's enough for 2 cars to go through, cars parked on the side, then all of a sudden it massively opens the fuck up, and you feel like you're in goddamn Mayberry, like I'm waiting for Aunt B to come out with a fucking pie, welcoming me to the goddamn town and then telling me we're never leaving. I swear to God, that's what it fucking feels like. It feels like it's fucking Mayberry. I'm like, oh my God. Ugh. So we find this place, get this chicken, which we didn't even get that much of it. So it's like, we drove up there for about $100 worth of chicken. For a fundraiser. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine, whatever, I don't care. And I'm like, I'm driving him, and I'm like, the whole time, it's like awkward silence. First off, I'm focusing on driving. I'm not used to driving his vehicle because I got to drive his vehicle so we can get in and out of easier. That's fine. I'm not a fan of driving on an interstate, which is we had to take an interstate to get to the couple off-roads to get there. I'm not comfortable driving on that, but I'll do it if I have to. Awkward silence? I'm more concerned about making sure I don't get freaking hit. So excuse me if I'm not in a talkative mood. I'm trying not to get hit by any other car. So, yeah, just that. And then I had to drive him around again on Thursday, so that was fun. And it's basically the same thing. Did you put in an application? Did you contact them? Did you text them? Well, now, here's the kicker. Now, I had an interview scheduled for Thursday morning. It was going to be at 10 o'clock in the morning. Unfortunately, Wednesday morning, I get an email from them. Hey, can you come in at 1 o'clock Thursday afternoon instead? I honestly couldn't. And the reason why was because first off, when I set up the interview, 1 o'clock was grayed out. because the availability that I had to choose from was 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 2 p.m., or 3 p.m. 1 p.m. was grayed out. So I'm like, okay, can't do 1 o'clock then. That's fine. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, so then if I do this, then Mom will have the car then in the afternoon, grocery shopping, anything she needs to do. Well, they never got back to me. Because I said, look, if 10 a.m. I said, I can't really do 1 o'clock. If 10 a.m. doesn't work, we can reschedule. Never heard back. Never got back to me. And it's, in my mind, I'm taking this as, okay, I'm not supposed to have this job then. Fine. Screw it. That's literally what I'm taking it as. I'm not supposed to have this job. Because I'm not going to, okay, first off, it's for a grocery store. It's one of, 4 grocery stores in the fucking area. I could go to one of the other ones. I could put in an application one of the other ones. It's the fact that I'm getting screamed and hollered at that's making me with this, I need to find a job, I need to find a job, I need to find a job. I know I need to find a job, I need to get some money coming in. But it's also the mindset of, I don't want to work in a goddamn grocery store, especially one that this relative knows and or frequents. Because I don't want to be this, oh, hey, I need this, this, and this. Can you pick some of it up when you're done work and then drop it off for me? Thank you. Then I have to basically pay for their groceries so they don't have to spend any money. No, I don't think so. I'm not doing that. That's kind of the thing that bothers me. And plus, I wanted to get out of retail. I did retail for 5.5 years. And for 5.5 years, now I don't mind online retail, like eBay and stuff like that, because you're communicating not over the phone. I think the only time I ever had to talk to somebody over the phone for retail, for online stuff, was one person that was buying something off of me on eBay. They needed it by Friday morning. And I called them because they're like, hey, they sent me a message. Hey, can you give me a call, please? And I called him up, and first off, the guy was really nice about it. I'm like, okay, because eBay kind of frowns upon that for starters. And the guy goes, I know eBay kind of frowns upon this. He goes, well, we really need this by Friday, if possible. Now, granted, I could have, now at the time, I didn't have the extra money, or I would have said, yeah, here, I'll give, hey, I'll spend the extra, X amount here, and I'll, overnight it to you or something. First off, the thing was going in a priority box. It was going to get there in 2 days. 1. 2. I literally got to the post office right as it opened the goddamn doors. I made sure that thing got there as quickly as it could. That was honestly, one of the best things I ever did. And they got it. It arrived there Thursday afternoon. They quick set it up, and they're like, oh my God, it works so perfectly. Thank you. And I was so happy. I was like, phew. I was biting my nails, like what was left of them. And I'm like, is it going to get there? Is it going to get there? Is it going to get there? Please let it get there. And when it showed up, I'm like, oh, thank you, God, it made it. And I quick messaged them. I said, hey, just to let you know, I've been tracking it, and according to the tracking information, it's there. And the person's like, yep, we got it. Thank you. I'm like, oh. But yeah, I sent it out as quickly as I could. Yeah, granted, I could have overnighted it to them, but to overnight something that's already guaranteed to be there in 2 days. You need it Friday morning. It's guaranteed there at least 2 days. It's going in a freaking flat rate box. Yeah, it's going to get there in 2 days. I couldn't have really overnighted it. But the lady was really nice. She did put expedite on there, so I think it did try to get it there a little faster. Because it's like, there really wasn't much I could do. I said, no, they really don't want to do overnight. I said, I really can't afford to overnight it. It would have been like $45. And she's like, yeah, that does make sense. So, but it got there, and that is the only time I've had to actually physically talk to somebody doing online stuff, other than like Craigslist deals. But Craigslist is basically just overglorified flea marketing, just private flea marketing in a way. But yeah, so that's been my week. Still looking for a job, but yeah, I do have an Etsy page up if you want to check it out. Simple Design by Andrew. I'm trying to put up like some simple designs. It's nothing like massively elaborate. There's a couple Canva templates that I put up that you can edit in Canva. which is really cool. They're wedding invitations though, so don't get too excited about it. They're wedding invitations. I am working. I did put a printable calendar up, some printable planners, like a daily planner and a gamer planner, which I think is really cool. So go check that stuff out. Spread it around. I really like to try to get that going because, I mean, it's digital. I don't really have to stock anything. All I got to do is just, sit back and watch the money hopefully roll in and not piss off the Etsy gods. And I did start a GoFundMe page to try to help buy my home, since my relative wants money for it. Miserable prick. So, yeah, if you can share that around, there'll be a link to that in the description, link to Etsy in the description. There's a link to the t-shirt thing in the description. So, yeah, spread those around. Maybe something tickles your fancy, go for it. We do have Patreon to try to help support the channel, and at this point now help support me. So, yeah, I'm trying to improve stuff here. I'm trying to make things better. So, yeah, but let's get into this, shall we? All right, so let's talk about Nintendo giving this warning out. Now, we all know that summer is not the most pleasant time of the year. It's hot as hell. It's like you are boiling alive. You are basting in your own juices at night. Unless you're lucky enough to have air conditioning and you can afford it. And your last name isn't Rockefeller. Because I know it's an old joke, but still, I'm not that fucking rich. And we don't have air conditioning. So, yes, for me, summer sucks. I always liked it when I was a kid because I could just sit on my ass all day long, watch TV, which for me was a lot of fun because, like, hey, look, I put up with 9 months worth of school, 9 months worth of BS and other crap. Excuse me if I want to sit on my ass and watch TV all summer. I think I have earned it. Well, in hindsight, I should probably, if I go back in time, I'll probably tell myself, yeah, stop doing this. You gotta do this. Is this what your life's gonna turn out to be now? Yeah, I'll have to go back and fix a lot of that. But anyway, so while many parts of the world are used to hitting temperatures like 95 degrees, 96 degrees, 98 degrees, and that's not just a music band. I mean, there's an actual temperature, maybe 100 degrees. The rapid increase in the global temperature, which the science bombs won't stop complaining about in their YouTube ads, which, look, we already know about it. Yes, shit does make a difference. I mean, we were arguing this with my grandfather when he was still alive. He's like, we never had fans when I was a kid. We were perfectly fine. And my mom literally looked at him and said, you see what's out there on the roadway? You see what's out there on the parking lot across the street? Do you see what's out there on the roadway? Yeah, it's the road. What is it? Well, it's asphalt. What do you think that does? Oh, it collects heat. I mean, my grandfather used to work for the goddamn state for a little while. And it's like, yes, it collects fucking heat. When he was a kid, there was dirt roads. Dirt roads don't suck up that much heat. Asphalt does. That's why they always tell you, always wear bright colors in the summertime, because the bright colors will reflect the sun's rays. Well, it does. The bright colors reflect the sun's rays. So basically, if you have a dark colored shirt on, like black shirt, or like a dark purple or a black shirt, it will suck the rays right in because it's absorbing all the light, so it's absorbing all the heat. The lighter color shirt, it's bouncing them off, so it's reflecting it, so it's cooling you off because it's not absorbing it into the fabric, which is then making you hotter. Look it up. It's actually true. But, yes. But the rapid global temperature increasing, such as heat becoming a factor everywhere, Nintendo has issued a warning not to play your Switch once the temperatures hit the big numbers. So in other words, once the temperatures hit triple digits, you're supposed to put the Switch down and walk away. Because the thing will overheat and shut off. Like most technology. If you've ever dealt with a computer, and you ever dealt with like an old one, or let's say you went to a public school and they did not have proper ventilation. I can use my school as a fucking example for that. The computer lab. It was freezing cold in the winter and boiling hot in the summer. And for years, we made the joke. We, the students, were just joking around. We're like, yeah, they're trying to cook us alive in the summer and preserve us in the winter. Oh, how right we were when we left that comment slip. The one janitor heard us and goes, You do realize that for some reason the air conditioner comes on in the wintertime and the heater comes on in the summer and we can't fix it. We've been trying for years to fix it. We can't get that work. We can't get it to undo that. We don't know what the problem is. That's why it's freezing cold in the fucking winter and it's boiling hot in the summer. And we could never open the windows because most of them were, granted, they open because they have to for fire reasons and stuff like that. But there was some of the rooms, the teachers, I don't want to say demanded, because they really didn't. They kind of only wanted it as a safety precaution that they could immediately take down if need be. But they wanted to prevent the possibility of the students like escaping out the windows for, oh my god, or have people come in. So they put safety latches in some of the windows. So the windows will open, but it'll only open up yay far. Sort of like the back seat in some of those cars. The window will go down, but only so far. Because it's a safety feature, so the kids don't jump out the window. I hated those. My mom's one station wagon. I hated that. But, yeah, so it gets hot as hell. But, yeah, so Nintendo Switch, it seems, is not designed to run when the surroundings hit 95 degrees. No fucking shit. Tweeting on its Japanese account as spotted by Eurogamer, the company explained that the console should be used only between 5 to 35 degrees Celsius. For the scant few countries that still base their temperature on scale on the 16th century guesses the freezing point of obscure brine. Of an obscure brine. Yeah, first off, I never understood Celsius. Granted, there's a converter now for it on most phones, but for the love of God, just say Fahrenheit. Just fucking convert already, for God's sake. It's just fucking convert. Jesus Christ. Just convert, goddammit. Yeah, but like I said, for the scant few countries that still base their temperature scale on 16th century guesses at the freezing point of an obscure brine. Because, yeah, like, his freezing point's absolute 0 degrees Celsius is freezing, okay? What's freezing here? 32 degrees Fahrenheit. That's freezing. It's like, if it's 0 degrees Fahrenheit for us, woo, boy, we're not only cold, we're shivering in our bones cold. Yeah, so it works out to be between 41 degrees and 95 degrees. So basically, you're not supposed to use your Switch if it's below 41 degrees or if it's above 95 degrees. In that magical sweet area there of about maybe 50 degrees, you're supposed to use your Switch. Way to go, Nintendo! If the temperature of the main unit becomes too high, it may sleep automatically to protect the main unit. Yes, most computers usually do. There's a built-in feature in a lot of them. It's called thermal throttling, heat throttling, and stuff like that. If you've ever watched DIY Perks, he explained this in his one video when he did his media PC out of an old busted laptop. But all computers have that. If you ever hear like the fan kick on, and then you like reach over and you touch your tower, like, wow, that's kind of warm. Yeah, because it's trying to dissipate as much heat away from the CPU and the other internal circuits as possible, so the fan will kick on and it will blow that out until it reaches an internal temperature of X amount. It's like, okay, now we're good. Now we're good. You're back to normal now. We're okay. And it can do that half a dozen times. But if it doesn't do it, there is a kickoff. I think it's like maybe if it's doing it for like a solid 5 or 10 minutes, then it'll automatically, because even with the fan going, the chips are still cooking. I think for some it's like 5 minutes for like small form factor PCs, and for the bigger desktop ones it's like 10 minutes. Because the smaller ones, the smaller ones will cook a lot faster. So I think that's why I think it's 5 minutes for that and 10 minutes for the other ones. It'll automatically shut itself off. It'll go into sleep mode. Sleep mode basically puts it in minimal power consumption. It sucks 0 power, or very little if any. It shuts off any external systems, like anything that's attached to it, anything that it's running, wireless, stuff like that. It basically puts itself to sleep. And the reason it does that is to immediately cool down the system. The fan will still spin, It'll still keep spinning till it hits that internal temperature. Then afterwards, it figures, okay, they're going to think something's wrong, and they're just going to walk away, and then we can just sleep, and we'll cool off. So all computers do that. Yeah, so Nintendo explained this, though. But which is to say, though, that playing in such sunshine isn't going to melt the chips inside, but rather just have the machine switch itself off to prevent anything worse from happening. It's not going to deep fry itself like a freaking PS5 would. It adds, though, if there is foreign matter or dust on the air intake / exhaust port of the main unit, remove it with a vacuum cleaner. For your safety, do not disassemble the main unit. Because Nintendo doesn't want you to fix your shit. They're in the league with Apple with the no right to repair your own crap. Yeah, okay. First off, the vacuum thing does work, yes. They actually recommend that for some computers, too. Like, around your ports, take a little... They actually even sell little vacuums, like little USB-powered vacuums, that you can do that. It's literally like a little USB-powered vacuum. You plug the cord in to either like a USB outlet or one of the USB ports in your computer, and it sucks the dirt right out. And you're supposed to use it on your keyboards, but you can also use it on the vent ports, too. It works. Some places have also said to use like one of those cans of compressed air and blow it in to help kind of like push the dirt back. It breaks it up a little more, and then it'll recirculate it, stuff like that. Don't do that though entirely. That's only like a quick fix just to like blow off the dust if you're gonna open it up, so that you're getting it all in one general area. Then you can just blow it off from the inside rather than have it be stuck there. So yeah, most of the time, yeah, vacuum will work. So that's not uncommon. But heat waves are popping up all over the world right now. Kotaku HQ in New York currently was sweltering at 90 degrees when they wrote this article, while they're being issued governmental warnings for record-breaking temperatures, even on the most drizzly of isles, where this writer was based in the UK. Both places heat over what they're now calling the Nintendo limit is expected early next week, so that's not good. Similar temperatures, though, are being predicted for Nintendo's home in Kyoto, Japan, while mainland Europe has already experienced a record-breaking lethal heat wave during June, set to pick up again during the weekend. Of course, if you live in, say, Texas or Portugal or Australia, you're likely emitting a pitying laugh at this point, staring at your blank-faced Switch while quietly melting into a nearby bucket. So, first off, it gets hot in Texas. If you ever watch the 8-Bit Guy, he explains it gets hot in Texas. They're just used to it. For them, they're used to it. Because it's an all-around thing. They're used to it. They're closer to the equator than the rest of the world. They're used to it. Well, okay, they're closer to the equator than, say, New York. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, for New York, yes. If it gets 95 3 days in a row, that's a heat wave. For them, that's uncomfortable. For Texas, it's a Tuesday. It's a summer Tuesday. It's just a summer Tuesday. That's all it is, yeah. So, it's understandable. Yeah, it's understandable. Yes, is it unpleasant? Oh my god, yeah. Any heat's unpleasant. Here's the kicker, though. While we're freezing up here in the north come winter, you down south in Texas, yeah, you all be fine down there. You're all freaking fine. Well, yep, them Yankees up there, they're boiling, they're freezing alive. They're complaining how it's so cold down here in Texas. I'm out here on the porch in my underwear. And it's 2 in the afternoon in December. I love it down here. Yes. I kid, but I kid, but Jesus Christ, it's not too unfathomable to begin with, but yes, holy Christ. But yeah, so most computers, like I said, will shut down. They will go into sleep mode if it gets too hot. They are designed for that. It's a fail-safe. It's been around since almost like every computer. You remember, if you've ever seen the movie Jobs, I will actually use this one because they do a really good job in that movie of referencing this. Steve Jobs made the comment that we need this thing to run quiet. When he was talking to the one guy about putting a fan in the computer, he goes, but we need it to run quiet. And the guy looks at him and is like, yeah, you're joking, right? He He goes, these things are drawing a tremendous amount of power. They need a fan to cool it. Those bitches aren't quiet. He goes, well, this one's going to have to be. Or at least as quiet as possible. So, yeah. But, it's interesting, I won't lie. But yes, heat sucks for any game console. Alright, let's talk about this. This is funny. You got Dragon Ball FighterZ. This is the 2.5D fighter game that has been pretty much a mainstay at this point in Dragon Ball culture now. Since its debut, it basically took everybody by surprise. It has been loved by fans. They credit the artwork as beautiful. The animations are smooth and seamless. The fighting style is wonderful. It's a game that has one hell of a hard mode that I've seen players struggling against, but if you've ever played Supersonic Warriors 2 and you ever played some of the challenge levels where you get three characters you get to choose from, and you're going up against one character that's maxed out and roided out that can basically wipe you out in one blow, trust me, they got nothing on that. That's it. They got nothing. They got nothing on that. Trust me. So, this article came out Monday. So, last weekend, life imitated art in the grandest way imaginable at a fighting game tournament. And, folks, it's a tearjerker. During Heatwave 2022, a fighting game tournament, not to be confused with our climate crisis, Heatwave 2022, we're all boiling alive! So far, the theme for this one is, it's a heat wave! No! Heat wave! No! It says, my island in the sun! No! That works when it's like winter time. I was singing that the one year when it was, and by the way, I did not sing it, so I can't be copyright struck. You might have heard a little tone, but it was a tone with me talking, so it's not count as singing, believe me, I tried. But, oh yeah, no, Jesus Christ. I remember singing that the one year. It was freezing cold. It would have been last year. Yeah, last year. It was freezing cold. Oh my God. It was like, oh God. It was freezing cold outside. We were, this when we had like half the house had no power. The other half did have power. And it's like, okay. And this was the fun part, honestly. I'm sitting in the living room at the one point, and I had to go out and shovel the snow then. And as I'm out there, I'm literally singing the song. If you've ever seen Muppet Christmas Carol, when Scrooge goes, "How'd the bookkeeping staff like to be suddenly unemployed?" They start singing "Heat Wave." This is my island in the sun. It's just my island in the sun. Yeah, that's exactly how I did it too. Yes, I'm not singing, but I was singing that. So yeah, that only works in in wintertime, trust me. But yes, anyway, back to this, though. Victory was snatched squarely from the jaws of defeat in an epic series of matches. The hero of our tale is BMS/Wawa. Okay. Fun usernames, I love these. A 20-year-old Dragon Ball FighterZ player, and at the odds-on favorite to win the whole tourney. However, much like WWE's John Cena, fans in attendance soured at the prospect of Wawa thanks to his expertise at the game and rooted against him. Okay, to be fair, I never thought of John Cena as an actual wrestler. I always thought of him as the fucking hype man. It's like, he comes out, when the little bit of wrestling that I've ever seen that he's been in, it's like he came out, it's like, I'm just out here to pump the crowd up, piss them off, make them angry so that they stick around, see if maybe I'll come back out and they flip me the bird and throw shit at me. So that there's people in the seats then for the actual fights, for the actual wrestling matches. It's like, oh, I can do a little bit, but I'm more into acting, and my acting sucks, which it does. Oh, God, it's horrible. Okay, oh my God, it does. Yeah, but they would eventually get their wish, though, after he was sent to the loser's bracket following his match against fellow FGC player Zayn. So it's Wawa versus Zayn. Who will win? Honestly, I don't know, but it's funny as hell. Oh. There's like an entire thing here on Twitch. There's like a little video here. It's kind of interesting. But most of the attendants were elated at Wawa's fall from grace, save for one lone child, like Gohan crying in the forest after being left alone by his mentor / actual father figure, Piccolo. Come on, Piccolo was a better father than Goku ever was. Goku spent how much time did he actually spend with his kid? You figure what? He was what, 5 when it was 5 when Goku was killed by Raditz. Let's see. He spent maybe 3 days with them. I would assume he went to visit him at the hospital before they left for Namek. Like 3 to 6 days. Let's see. He was on Namek with them, but not actually bonding with them, so that doesn't really count. 3 years training for the androids. 1 year in the hyperbolic time chamber. 9 days with Goku prior to Cell's tournament. They didn't even train for the full year either in the time chamber. Let's see. Goku dies. Gohan spends 7 years. No daddy figure except for Piccolo, who ironically is up in the lookout watching over him. I guarantee it. Let's see here. Goku comes back for a day. Gohan supposedly dies. Goku has to go back to the afterlife. Goku's revived. Then, if we're going to go with the original ending for GT, I'll say Goten was what? I want to say Goten was like 6? 7 maybe? I think he was 7. I thought Trunks was 8. Oh, yeah. Trunks would have been 8 because Trunks was already a year old when the androids were there, and then 7 years later. So yeah, Goten was 7. And then at the original end of Z, he was a teenager, so I'm going to say 17, so that's another 10 years. So, wow! Just about 20 years, barely with his son. How much time did Piccolo spend with Gohan? Let's see. 1 year before the Saiyan Saga. Let's see. 1 year before the Saiyans arrived. Let's see. Time between Namek's destruction, the Namekians leaving, and Goku returning. So I want to assume like maybe a year. 6 months maybe. 3 years for the androids. 7 years that Goku was gone. Yeah, Piccolo's better father. Hands down. Tell me how I'm wrong. But anyway. Commenter Scamby's son cried in anguish over Wawa's loss. Taken in by the child's tears, Wawa made an anime-esque promise that he'd win the whole tournament, adding that I will never lose again. Chills. Yeah, okay, you got your ass whooped one time, and the kid's upset about it? For the love of God, kid. Nobody wins all the damn time. Seriously. It's not possible. Everybody has to lose at some point. According to Events Hub, after Wawa reportedly hugged his young fan, he started to play on the whole nother level. Eventually, Wawa's Saiyan path of destruction brought him out of the loser's bracket and into a rematch against the man who'd sent him there. Folks, Wawa not only successfully won his rematch against Zayn, but did so in a clean sweep, a 3-0 victory. Wawa's journey didn't just end with his run back victory against Zayn, though. He powered up and eventually landed him all the way to the grand finals of the tournament and a match against Kanye. Almost as if to say, this is to go even further beyond. Let's hit Super Saiyan 3 here. We're going to hit Super Saiyan 3. Yeah. And then he lost. Yeah, kidding. No. Could you imagine that, though? The child's tears weren't in vain. Wawa won the entire tournament. He and Kanye had a really close matchup, but unfortunately for Kanye, Wawa had the spirit bomb-like power-up from a child crying in his corner. I'm giving you my energy! All of it! Take it all and do what you will! Yeah, though Kanye's credit though, he wasn't good. He was a good sport, and he even took a photo of Wawa with his fan to commemorate the moment, which is really cool. Yeah, it's kind of nice. Really happy though about the event and how I played. Had to do it for the kid. Wawa said in a tweet, "GG's to Kanye and everyone that played really well. Adult Gohan is my goat. FR." Yeah, okay. Wawa's victory, though, effectively proves that truly anything is possible in a fighting game tournament, no matter how anime cliche they might be. Okay, so you basically, the kid cried, and that broke you, and then you pulled a victory out of your ass. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I think that you didn't lose a match then the rest of the time going in, and you did a rematch, and it was a clean sweep. First off, that's just justifiable payback. But then to win the whole tournament afterwards, yeah. All because the little kid was that upset that you lost. Holy shit. You lost. It's like, don't worry about it. I won't lose again. I promise. And it just whoops everybody else's ass. Like, okay, I wasn't taking you seriously before. Now it's time for me to finally go all out. Too bad it wasn't a My Hero Academia thing. Could you imagine that? It's like, you've heard these words before, but I'm going to show you what it means to go beyond plus ultra. And it just whooped the person's ass. Just damn. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That is kind of that is a nice little touching story there. Still though, I mean, it's a freaking game tour. Look, kid, you have to learn not everybody can win. Okay, that's why with the Jew Ranger, they had it that the Green Ranger still died. Because they wanted to show people that, look, even heroes can die. They're not immortal. Even they can die. Something can something can take them down at some point. They're not immortal. That's still good, though. Alright, so who out there remembers Red Dead Online? Yeah. Who out there remembers Red Dead Online even exists? Yeah, so the gun-toting Western-style RPG game will not be getting a big update, as Rockstar is shifting most of its shit to GTA 6. So they're prioritizing GTA 6 and GTA Online because that's their moneymakers. They're like, oh, we're Rockstar. No, we're not going to give you this crap. Rockstar Games has confirmed what many already suspected, that there will be no major content updates for Red Dead Online moving forward. Instead, the company is shifting resources to focus on the next installment in the Grand Theft Auto series, because that's just what everybody wanted, I guess. Yeah, it also confirmed more updates and quality of life improvements are coming for its widely popular open-world crime simulator, GTA Online. You know, where you can do all the stuff you can do in GTA, but everybody in the world can see you doing it now. You want to mug a hooker, you can do it in GTA Online. Want to rob a car, you can do it in GTA Online. Want to beat the pimp down, take his drug money, take his hose, and then become the new kingpin of the area? You can do it in GTA Online. Because it's the only thing that fucking GTA does. It's basically beating up hookers, stealing cars, and doing illegal shit. But in a blog post released on Rockstar's official website, the publisher laid out its future plans for both GTA Online and Red Dead Online. Oh, goody. And while Rockstar had a lot to say about the future of its online GTA game, it said very little about its online open-world Western. Because Westerns are dead, folks. They died. It came back, then it went away again. It's like dysentery, not in a good way. What it did have to say wasn't great, as the publisher basically announced the game is on life support and will no longer be a priority for the company. It's flatline, sir. It has a DNR. Time of death? 1,400 hours. Alright. Did you notify its next of kin? GTA Online already knows. Good. That's basically it, yeah. While Rockstar did thank the Red Dead Online community and fans for sticking with the game over the last few years, it had some bad news for folks still enjoying Red Dead Online. According to Rockstar, it has been steadily moving more development resources towards its next entry in the GTA series, the long-rumored GTA 6. It says it wants to exceed players' expectations with that next game. And resources once devoted to Red Dead Online have been moved to GTA 6 instead, because instead of hiring new people, let's just take shit off of a dying platform instead of, giving it some nice little touch-ups and then telling them, like, here's one more update, no more after that. It's what I would have done. It's like, here's one more update, now you're not getting anything else. That's it. We're done with this one. Yeah. This lines up, though, with what Kotaku had heard from its sources about the company dedicating more and more of its resources to the next GTA game, to the point of even canceling plans for future remasters in the process. Rockstar will continue to hold month-long events in Red Dead Online and does plan to add some new Telegram missions, but keep in mind that's just putting a bandage on a massive gaping wound. It's not going to stop the blood loss. It's not going to stop the bleeding. It's just there to make you think you're okay. However, the publisher confirmed, though, that it has no plans to release any bigger themed content updates for Red Dead Online moving forward, like the previous Blood Money or Moonshiners. So alongside seasonal special events and experience improvements, plus other changes to enhance and maintain a healthy Red Dead Online environment, we plan to build upon existing modes and add new Telegram missions this year. Rather than delivering major themed content updates like in previous years, we will continue to highlight and share the creative efforts of our Red Dead community at every opportunity via the newswire and beyond. So in other words, it's dead, it's fucked, don't bother with us, we won't bother with you. It's not the news, though, that the RDO players were hoping for, but yeah, it's kind of not really much of a surprise either. At this point, many in the community have been calling the game dead. Some are even planning to hold a funeral later this month to mourn the game's lack of updates and Darth, a death of support. I like, they're going to hold a funeral for a video game. I swear to God, if they put that up on freaking YouTube and they start singing Danny Boy, I'm going to laugh my ass off. I'm sorry. That's the point. That is the point where I will be laughing my ass off. They have this up on YouTube and they start singing Danny Boy. I will lose my shit at that. Oh God, I will freaking lose my shit, man. Whew. Wow. Well, this news though from Rockstar, the publisher has essentially, sorry about the yawning there, has essentially put the game on life support, and while it will remain active and receive some tiny updates down the road, the reality is that Rockstar is now entirely focused on GTA Online and GTA 6 instead of digital cowboys and horses they rode in on. Yep. Like a rhinestone cowboy, it's time for this game to ride off to that star-spangled rodeo. Yeah, it's fucking sad. I mean, it happens with games, but when it comes to online stuff, you would assume that they're gonna, like, pan this out. Like, look, like, here, there's no major updates coming now. We're gonna give you one big update, and then that's it. They're not just gonna leave you hanging. Here's a couple, like, little piss-ass little updates, and then it's basically, here's the middle finger, sit and spin, bitch. No, it's like, here's a couple little, like, here's one massive update, like, it's gonna have, like, this, and this in it, and that's all you're getting. We're not doing anything else anymore, that's it. That's all you get. I could see that, because then just like that, you're like, hey, okay, at least we got one big update. This is the final farewell. Now, this literally does seem like a middle finger to the fans and the players. It really does. But, hey, I guess GTA 6 will probably be good then. I guess Angry Joe will review that, and he'll probably give it a 2. It's like, it's a 2! It's a 2 out of 10! You took so many resources away from other fucking games, and that'd be hilarious if I just quoted what's gonna end up happening. That would be hilarious as hell. I mean, it might be good, though. Who knows? I mean, it's Rockstar. It's a hit-and-miss sort of scenario here, but I mean, it could be good, but they could say, oh, we want to put a lot of more effort into online, and then GTA 6 comes out, and it's like, what the hell is this? Well, we had to cut some corners. What? I could just see a freaking skit that Angry Joe could do with this for GTA 6 if he wants to review it. Have, like, him and OJ are standing there. It's like, yeah, you're gonna steal this car. Oh, sweet. What the hell is this? This is the car. This is a freaking soapbox derby car. Yes, top of the line. It's the best car in the game. This is a soapbox derby car. Yeah, isn't it great? You're gonna love this. Oh, I know, and don't forget, you gotta also go rob some of the hookers too around town. Oh, I get to rob some hookers? Yeah, here's some pictures of them. What? What? No! Yep, gotta go rob those hookers too. I can just see that. I can honestly see that. That would be hilarious if I literally just predicted what's gonna happen. I would laugh my ass off. That would be hilarious as hell. But yeah, it'll be funny though to see if that happens. So this is a topic that I wanted to talk about. Now, I had watched AJS News this week, and they had a thing on about this, and I had to look it up because I'm like, "There's no way. This cannot be happening." But apparently it was for a little time. So now, there has been some updates to this, but let me give you the general gist of what was going on first. So, Ubisoft announced that they are delisting a bunch of their games. And Assassin's Creed Liberation was on that list. You would not be able to buy it on Steam, and if you at the time, if you already had it downloaded, it was not going to be playable anymore. You would not be able to play it regardless. If you had already bought it and downloaded it, you would not be able to play it anymore. That got quickly met with a shit ton of backlash. So much so, in fact, that they backstepped huge on it. So, the one update that they had, though, was that they have confirmed that Assassin's Creed Liberation and 3 other titles were being decommissioned in September. They issued the following statement on Games Radar Plus. We don't take the decision to retire services for older Ubisoft games lightly. Bullshit, you're a game developer, you always do. And our teams are currently assessing all available options for players who will be impacted when these games' online services are decommissioned on September 1st. It added, we are also working with our partners to update this information across all storefronts so players will be fully informed about the removal of online services at the point of purchase, as well as via our support article where we shared the news. In other words, basically what they're saying is when the game shuts down, all the online stuff goes with it, which no shit, that would happen. That's standard for any game. Any online game. Look at a lot of these mobile app games. Look at Digimon Heroes. Look at the one SAO game that they decommissioned. What was it? Memory Defrag. When those games are Digimon Links, I'll throw that one in too. When those games are shut down, the servers are killed. That's it. You can't access it anymore. So no shit, Sherlock. So, yeah. The original story, though, was this. So, Assassin's Creed fans were review bombing the spin-off game of Assassin's Creed Liberation that's set to be rendered unplayable in just 2 months. So, yeah, when you take a trip over to the Steam page at the time, you'd be met with a message that reads, at the request of the publisher, Assassin's Creed Liberation HD is no longer available for sale on Steam. What's worse is that if you previously bought the game, you'll find yourself unable to play it in just a few weeks, as it will not be accessible following September 1st, 2022. So, here's the thing. That pissed off a lot of players. And granted, Ubisoft really did not spell this out correctly for themselves to begin with. Because, first off, what you would do here is you don't piss off the fans, for starters. If you have no other choice but to shut down a game, you word it in this game, especially in this day and age now where 90% of these games are digital. I think there may be like 1 or 2 of them that you still get physical copies yet, even for console games. You do have some of those, but not a lot. The Switch is about mostly the only one I know that still has the cartridges. Most of them are DLC and download. When you're shutting down a service for a game, unless it's a specific, like an MMORPG, where it needs to be online through your server to run at the most basic of concepts, You explain to the people that the game will still be playable, you just will not have access to the following after this date. It is very easy to do that. Ubisoft didn't. They now say that the games decommissioned are set to be decommissioned later this year, including Assassin's Creed Liberation, will continue to be available for players who purchase them to play directly. First off, if you already bought the goddamn thing, and you paid whatever the exorbitant price was, and sat through the download, which is probably 70 to 100 gigabytes, there's a good freaking chance the game's on your fucking hard drive, or it's on an external hard drive at this point. You have the game physically, unless it requires online to function, period. Like, I can't go without logging into account A, and to do that, I need to access your server. Then the game's not playable anymore. If the game is a standalone, it already exists as an RPG adventure style game or something like that, you cannot tell them the game's no longer playable because even if you bought it, you can't play it anymore. Because they already bought it. They already own it. It's like having a physical copy. What would you go around to every single person that bought it, knock on their door, say, give us the game, and take it and leave? You can't do that. You literally can't. As stated in their support article, only DLCs and online features will be affected by the upcoming decommissioning. The company had to put this in a statement. Current owners of those games will still be able to access, play, or re-download them. So in other words, if you already bought it, because now, remember, I did do that Epic Game thing when they had all 3 of the Bioshocks up for free. I did take advantage of that. Does that mean that I'm ever going to play them? Well, I'd have to have a better fucking internet connection because they're like freaking 20 gigabytes, the one's 40. So if I'd want to play them, I'd have to have a really good freaking internet connection to download those sons of bitches. But for the most part, you still have them. They're saved under your account. You can re-download the damn things. The way that they had worded it to begin with is that the game's done. You can't play it anymore, period. And they should have realized, hey, that's not accurate. We can't tell them that. No, nobody thought about that, huh? Nope. But yeah, so this was just like all over the place. They had to put that out, backtrack big time on this. Yeah, it did not go over well. So they're shutting down online connectivity for like 15 games on the same date. So it's not just Assassin's Creed Liberation. There's a whole bunch of other ones. But yeah, it's still freaking insane to think that that was their freaking plan. So they didn't really give a reason behind its decision, but the date does coincide with the company's plan to pull the plug on online services for some of its older games. Which makes sense. Why waste resources on older games when you can basically put it to the newer stuff? Yes, it's literally a same thing as what happened with Rockstar Games and RDO that I just talked about, but at the same time, at least they're not telling RDO players, hey, you can no longer play this game. They'll do that at some point, but for a game like that, yeah, that would make a difference because you can't play it without it being online. For this game, if there's a standalone feature in it and you can play it on your console without having it connected to the goddamn net, you can't tell them they can't play it anymore. You can't tell them they can't play it anymore if they already bought it, downloaded it, and it's on their console. It's not a microtransaction game. It's not a game that requires the server to function. It's not Fallout 76. God help us if Bethesda ever does that. That'd be a godsend. But yeah, so the reviews, though, the game was a mixed reception from the fans. The recent reviews have been mostly negative in light of Ubisoft's actions, but to be fair, when you piss off gamers, you're gonna feel the fire. You're gonna feel the fire when you piss them off. That's a freaking given. Following Ubisoft's decision to turn off the multiplayer servers for 15 of its games, one developer is fighting against the publisher to keep its game online. Ubisoft's Manny's plans to keep the full Anno 2070 experience intact by using some of its own development resources to upgrade the game's aging infrastructure to ensure its online services remain alive and kicking. So basically, this is one's like, we're not going down without a fight. Which is a good thing. It's like, oh, we're not going to go down without a fight. No, we're not going down without a fight. For sure. We're not going down without a fight. Hell no. Hell no. We ain't going down without a fight. But yeah, for them to just up and say that, oh no, we're going to shut down a whole shit ton of games, okay, that's understandable. But for you to basically say that you're not going to be able to play this anymore, even if you downloaded it already, get ready to feel the wrath of the gamers, because that's just pissing them off. That's literally chucking a tub of gasoline on top of an already raging inferno and hoping it's going to put it out. Well, it's liquid. That'll put it out. You just threw gasoline onto a fucking fire. So, whoa! Yeah, that's what happens when you throw gasoline on a fire. It gets worse. I mean, it is. That's what happens. It gets worse. It doesn't get better. It gets worse. It gets so much worse than when it was to begin with. It gets worse. It just gets fucking worse. So, but yeah. But at least they backtracked on it, so they do have it now. They will be able to play it even afterwards. But still, that was a low blow. That was a low blow there. Low blow. All right, I want to borrow a quote from Angry Joe again here. Like he had said in Resident Evil 8, The Village, in his review, who in the Quaker fuck thought this was a good idea? So, Bayonetta 3 is coming out in October. And it's got a mode. It's got a new mode on it. And you're thinking, oh, it's going to be really cool. Where she's going to, go full demon. She's going to, go massive or something. You know, is it going to be, a mode to change up her weapons or integrate them into her body? What's going on? It's a mode to make the game less sexy. Yep, so Platinum Games is going to let you cover up them butts and tits, them tits and ass, them A and T's, those T and A's, those B and T's, and those T and B's. It's going to let you cover them all up. So the second half of Nintendo's 2022 Switch release lineup continues to come into focus. The company announced in a new trailer that Bayonetta 3 will come to the hybrid handheld... Try saying that 5 times fast. On October 28th, letting Platinum Games' gun-toting witch make her triumphant return right in time for Halloween. Yeah. And it's not all... That's not all, though. A new Native Angel Modesty mode will also let players hide characters' naked bodies. Because we're a family-friendly system. Our M-rated games are M-rated for must be played with family. That's what M stands for with Nintendo. Yeah, the latest trailer reveals that the stiletto-heeled Umbra Witch will be teaming up with a veritable coven of other Bayonettas as they fight to stop a giant homunculi from destroying the world. Players will also get to take control of Viola, a mysterious witch in training who doesn't give off any Devil May Cry vibes whatsoever, and unleash a fury of sword combos on the agents of chaos. Yeah, what that trailer doesn't show is the new Native Angel mode that Platinum Games had to tweet about. Yeah, basically, it's a short video showing how to turn it on and off. Yeah. Sorry, I had to pause there. I kind of felt like I had to sneeze or something. So, they, yeah, this is funny. So they put out a video showing you how to turn on and off, which is either going to add or remove layers of Bayonetta and other characters' bare skin. So in other words, for you horny nerds in the basement, you can have her stripped naked. Do what you've always wanted to do to Lara Croft. And for those of you that are playing this in the living room and grandma's walking around the corner, you can cover her back up. Which, then again, if you're playing an M-rated game and grandma's walking around the corner, I guarantee you ain't going to be playing that M-rated game much longer. That's for damn sure. Oh my god, no. According to the studio, it's the quintessential family room mode. Like I just said, yep, for when you don't know who's going to be walking by and don't want to answer any extra questions about why there are so many D-cup demons wreaking havoc on the streets of Tokyo. There's a simple answer for that. If your parents walk around the corner and they're asking, why are there so many? Why are her boobs so big? It's made in Japan, Mom. Oh. Carry on. It's like that meme. There was a meme that was put out. I love the joke. I get a kick out of it every time. Every freaking time. Every time. She's a cartoon. She's not your waifu. She's 10 years old. Her breasts aren't supposed to be that big. She's half cat, half human. What type of sick, twisted bestiality are you watching? We were at war with China, young lady. There was a 4-panel meme saying why parents don't get anime. And I laugh every time I think of it. It's freaking true. Why are there so many D-cup demons? Why are her boobs so big? It's made in Japan, Mom. Carry on. Yeah, while the first Bayonetta launched back in 2010 as a PS3 and Xbox 360 game, it was later ported to the Wii U, so Nintendo has had, its dealings before. The series officially became a Nintendo exclusive with the launch of Bayonetta 2 in 2014, both games later ported to the Switch as well, and an official tease for Bayonetta 3 debuted at the 2017 Game Awards. Then, nothing. Crickets were chirping, birds were flying, frogs were humping in the pond, and nothing came about. I just caught how I said that. And frogs were humping in the pond. Well, it's a good way of putting it. Frogs were humping in the pond. The years went by despite continued reassurances from the team at Platinum Games that development was going just fine. It wasn't until 2021 that a full gameplay trailer dropped. And it has been 1,386 days without any news. So fans of the style oozing witch went wild with speculations about the latest twists and turns in Bayonetta's journey. She's going to come out of there pregnant. She's going to come out of there married to a half-demon warlord. She's going to be weird. You never played the game, did you? No. Shows. This is launching a Trinity Masquerade Collector's Edition of Bayonetta 3, which is probably going to get scalped on eBay. Yeah, it's not going to be immediately scalped. Yeah, my ass will be scalped instantly. Nintendo is also giving the original Bayonetta a new limited run, standalone physical release on Switch. Previously, the game was only available as a download code and pack-in with the port of Bayonetta 2. So, it's nice to see that Nintendo's giving Bayonetta some of the good stuff here, but like I said, who in the Quaker fuck thought this was an idea? When you know what you're getting into when the character on the cover of the game is scantily clad in clothing, when her boobs can be used as a flotation device in water, when her ass is basically its own zip code, you know what you're getting into. There is no denying this. It's like when I was a kid and I bought Kung Fury. Not Kung Fury. It was Kung Pao Enter the Fist, that Ben Stiller Kung Fu movie. It was on VHS. My mom goes, I want to see this before you buy it. It was $5. I had the money. She goes, I want to see it. I'm like, okay, here you go. She looks on the back of it. On the back of it's that one boob chick. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, let's see her ask. She's going to ask. Oh, God, she's going to ask. Now, to be fair, I have always held a lovely little soft spot in my heart for Kung Fu movies. I always love them. Just how absurdly simple they are. The plots are always just the simplicity of it. Like a simplicity of the plot. It's just like, oh, well, they have to go here, here, and here. They have to fight this, this, and this. And then eventually they find out that, what they thought was the thing that they had to take down years ago. It's just beautiful in its own special way. Didn't say a word. If you're a kid getting this, first off, it's M-rated. I guarantee you it's M-rated, so you're going to have to get your parents or your guardians to buy it for you, which means that they're going to look at this, they're going to go, why do you want this? They're going to do research on this, make sure it's appropriate if they actually care. Otherwise, they'll just go, here you go, I'll buy it for you. First off, it's Bayonetta. If they don't know what Bayonetta is, first off, you're going to look at this, you're going to look at the cover to begin with and go, well, she's got big boobs. Yeah, no shit. It's like Beavis and Butthead do America. We're looking for the lady with the big boobs. Yeah, we're ready to do you now. Bayonetta. I'm looking for the game with the lady with the big boobs. I'm ready to play it now. It's freaking, yeah. But basically, yeah, you know what you're getting into. But now you'll have the ability to cover it up, so when Grandma comes over, and you can still slay demons with blood spewing everywhere and the headless corpse just walking around. Grandma will be like, oh, they're saving the world from a demon. That's so great of them. God forbid if the main character's naked. I could just see that conversation. Oh, they're saving the world from a demon. Why is she naked? It hurts your eyes. You should not be looking at that naked body. It's wrong. Grandma, I've just been slaying demons left and right. I'm covered in demon blood. This is what you have an issue with? She's naked! There is nudity! She's nude! Grandma, it's a game. She's nude! Yeah. Like I said, who in the Quaker fuck thought that was a good idea? I would have just put that, like, it's an M-rated game, for starters. If you need to if you need to explain to anybody why there is, and I'm not even joking on this, why there's a lady with big boobs slaying a demon on the TV and you're holding a game controller in your hands, your parents need to understand you're a gamer. The following things are going to happen. I'm going to slay demons. I'm going to see big boobs. I'm going to be seeing a lot of blood, and there's going to be some headless bodies. I am a gamer. It's what I do. Gamer description. Seriously. But yeah, I mean, that's just... Why censor it? That's basically censoring it. Why? Alright, everybody, that's going to do it then this week for the podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Don't forget, we got Etsy. I have an Etsy page, link in the description. There's the t-shirt thing, link in the description. GoFundMe, link in the description. And, yeah. That's about it. But hey, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. I will catch you all next time right here on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Bye, everybody, and I will catch you all later.